Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I am Josh and today we are harvesting sweet potatoes. These started dying back last week. Most of the leaves are pretty much like dead at this point. There is still some growth that is happening. They keep growing until something like kind of chews them off. But so this was kind of done a little late in the season. I didn't get a jump on getting slips done right away. So probably gonna be small. That's an onion. Left behind an onion. But ooh. There we go. That's some pretty nice sweet potatoes. Some little ones here, but those are some decent sizes. We're actually going to cook these up tonight. I was going to harvest these over the weekend and I just never got around to it. There's a good size one. And the wife was like, oh, we got sweet potatoes, right? Like that'd go well with dinner. And I was like, oh, we do. I was like, actually, they're ready to harvest. So I'll harvest those tonight and we're going to have them for dinner. That was a nice little bundle because I think I only had 4 slips I think I planted. So it's not like I had a ton of slips. So not too bad. So like here's one where, oh, that makes sense. Like that was the one that went like super crazy. It must have just acted like a plant. So I guess, so I don't know. That's normal. That looks more like a root system right here. But this was like, I had the sweet potato that I'd cut in half. By the directions it said to cut it in half. And then because I didn't have any more shoots, I was like, oh, I'll just try and I'll just try and plant it. But look at this. Look, this is what's mostly green, is that. This is all off this one thing. It looks like it tried to basically, didn't really focus on growing sweet potatoes. So there's one. Maybe I just gotta dig deeper. There's one there, but for the most part, I mean, and this is crazy, like that stayed intact. And then that might be kind of sweet potato. You know, like basically sweet potatoes are basically like the roots. Okay, here's another good one. Oh, here's some more. Oh, that's a good one. So these did really well. Especially for being like a late start. Like I really did not get to these as early as I wanted to like start the slips. It took me a little bit to figure out how to properly get the slips in. Here's another one. Here's another cluster over here. So those are pretty good. I mean, one that's tiny, a couple of those are small, but these two here are good size. Definitely with my raised beds, I need to do a better job of mulching. Oh, that's a rock. Let's get rid of that. And composting. Mulching didn't do too bad this year. This was pretty well mulched over. Now I've kind of mixed it all in now, but this was mulched. It was, but I didn't have compost. I didn't really compost this garden, and I grew stuff in it last year, so that's kind of the mistake. I didn't really compost any of my gardens this year, besides the 2 main ones. I didn't do any side ones because they're fairly new, and I just didn't get to it. The gardens really suffered this year, but that's everything. I mean, off of just a few slips, I mean, I'm pretty excited. Because I think I had like 3 or 4 slips. And so like these are the sweet potatoes I got out of that. That's pretty nice. I'm excited. It'll give us at least a couple dinners worth. And then a little random small onion that I just found that I didn't harvest. Apparently I missed. So yeah, there is our sweet potatoes. The process is kind of fun. I like being able to create them, how you create them from the slips. And then planting them is really easy. So overall, sweet potatoes are super easy, and these did really well, especially with some of the limitations of not really giving the soil a lot of nutrients to work with. It seems to do a really good job regardless. So alrighty, this is it for this video. I've been way behind on getting videos out. Like, I'm like a month behind. It's been absolutely insane. That's what I've been working on, all these posts, putting in posts. I'm working on putting in the deer fence around the orchard and all the gardens. I'm going to protect all our food that we're growing and basically lock in this territory, this area in space, as this is the space for the food forest, essentially. I want everything to be growing, mostly food, but there will be flowers in here as well, and other like medicinal plants at some point too, I think. So it won't be all food, but it'll basically be growing. I want every square inch growing, and on the fence I'm going to be growing different things. So, but here's our first harvest of sweet potatoes. I'm excited to do it next year and do bigger. I'm definitely going to be looking at putting in more raised beds, because we definitely did not get enough potatoes, anything really. We could definitely use more onions, garlic, everything, all the root-based vegetables that for me personally I need a raised bed for, because I have clay here, very thick hard clay. So for us, like, we really need to raise beds for these that grow into the ground. So I need more raised beds so we can grow even more of it. But thank you for watching. Thanks for following along this journey. This was a big year, and I'm excited for next year. Next year's focus will be solely on the garden and maximizing the food that we can produce, and try and grow enough food for a year for the entire family. So keep following, make sure you subscribe to continue watching this journey. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you next time. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye-bye.